What's up, Shinners, and welcome back to the Shin Dig Podcast. Something very, very different in today's episode. We've sort of been hacked, as I would say.
It's a takeover.
Takeover.
Yeah.
Bit of a takeover. We're not going to do the show.
It's a man who likes the microphone a lot.
Yeah.
And it offers a different dynamic to learn a little bit about us as the Shin Dig Podcast.
Interesting enough, he was the most listened to podcast up until Jack Carthy came along.
Wow, that says something about this man.
So might be the only person to do the takeover. We sort of didn't have a choice in the matter, I don't think.
The other thing, just we want to say, this isn't the usual trials listening experience. This isn't an interview per se. Could be a bit of a roasting, could be some serious language, and we don't know what's happening. We haven't prepared for this. It's the least prepared we've
become.
We'll
make that clue. Yeah, this is the first time we've set this up. The one thing I have come prepared with is beer. It is the evening, with no understanding, because I hear that we're going to get interviewed.
Yep. So just as a cautionary tale, if you're listening now, this is definitely a post 9 p.m. podcast in terms of swearing, profanity, language that is used, references that will be used. So there's probably not going to be much trials. There's probably about 10% trials. In fact, probably trials is probably the only thing that should unite in this whole thing together. So it's not about trials.
We will talk about trials,
though.
This is what this is about. Right. Without further ado, it's not us. It's over to you. It's Mr. Jason Lake.
Evening, boys. How are we all doing?
I feel like I've been pulled into the headmaster's office, and I'm like, crap, what's going to happen?
Well, let's be honest, Matthew, that's not the first time you've been pulled into the headmaster's office, is it?
Definitely wasn't. I mean, I hope you haven't phoned up my mum or anything like that.
No,
I wouldn't do that. I know you've got a phone number, but...
Well, listen, if you are not tough-skinned, if you are easily offended, this isn't going to be the podcast for you. So this come about with, like, obviously Matt and Tom are out there slaying away riders week after week and going out doing these rides and whatever else. And not one point has it ever been about them. So this is going to be an interview as such for you guys, your podcast, which I'm going to take over.
Okay.
But of course, I'm not used to doing things just straight-laced, am I? I like a little bit of controversy. Yeah. So we're going to put this out there that this is going to be the fucking roasting of the Shin Dig motherfuckers.
Can we do a bit of our trials background and how we started on trials bikes and things like that?
Mate, maybe. It depends. It depends.
Maybe we'll see how... All right. Okay. What am I on about? It's me already. It's your show.
Yeah, we haven't got to think about anything here. We just sit back and relax.
Just be cautious. If you're under 18, you shouldn't be listening to this. If you get offended, get off this. But let's put this out there. I got nothing but love for you two, and I am so grateful that we could come together and do this. We all suffer from mental health issues, as I've put out in the past. And you know, when we're out together and we ride and stuff like that, we rag on each other, and it's that. I think Matt said
laughter's
it before.
A cure, you know. Go on.
It is, but with that is that, you know, we have so much love for each other, and we are that understanding of each other that we can be as brutal and to the line as we can, without you know, you can look at somebody and be like, we're cool, and it's you know. So mental health, if you've got health issues, guys, get it out there. Go and talk to somebody. Ring me. I don't give a fuck what time of day it is. Pick up the phone, ring me. FaceTime, Instagram, OnlyFans, whatever the fuck you want to ring me on. So, boys,
mate, it's really good to know.
I love you both. And I'm sorry.
I would say I love you, but I'm not really sure at the moment.
We'll see what happens in an hour's time.
No idea what.
We'll see. So no comedy roast would be fitting without obviously roasting somebody. So at the end of the day, I'm going to take a pop shot at myself. Oh, look, my kids are off to bed. Look. Good night, guys.
Good night.
If there's any reason.
Good night. This is probably the best time. I'm surprised you weren't in bed yet. But
well, yeah.
You know, you've just started, mate. Go on.
That's it. So
those of you as well, if you're watching on the audio or not listening, I've done it in the wrong order. If you're on YouTube,
only have one beer, mate.
You will see that Jason's actually got a notebook filled with.
I've never seen anyone more prepared. I mean, it is.
I've never seen Jason
Sorry.
so prepared.
No,
actually,
I've never fucking prepared.
He's put more research into this than he did his own schoolwork.
Fucking damn straight on it. Fucking. Listen, look.
Anyway,
all right,
sorry.
Matt, sorry, we're trying to take control again.
You know, of course.
Back to your show.
It's not-
Typical.
The Jason Lake Show. Whoa,
It's
Jason
not
Lake.
about you two. Fuck you two. Anyway, watching me ride is like watching a giraffe take a headshot and not dying. Look, big fucking nimble bloke on a tiny little bike. It's just like, fucking stop it, prick, for fuck's sake. Leave it alone. So these were things I actually asked other people, and this is what they.
So this is what they came back to you.
This is what they come back with, and this is what people said about me. So watching Jason Lake on YouTube is like pouring battery acid into my eyes.
Who's
Well, that was not.
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. That was just hard. I wasn't very creative.
What kind of battery?
Yeah, that was kind of harsh. Yeah.
We're talking AA batteries or car batteries?
I mean, it depends. Just quickly, depends on whoever watches you. It completely depends. If you know that person personally, you might see them jump up 2 pallets, and damn straight, you're going to feel good about them because you already know how good you feel. Carry on.
This is what I mean about you, Matt. Every time it's about me, but yet somehow you make this fucking show about you. Every fucking interview,
You ask me the
always
question,
about you.
and I get to comment, but that's what I mean. Somebody else is like, that is... So to that guy, he's pouring battery acid in his eyes. I would say for me, it was more just like normal acid, not battery acid.
I'm not worried about it. Fuck it. Fuck Joe Prattley anyway. When asked who would you least like to see on a podcast, 90% of the North said Jason Lake. So that was nice as like Joe Prattley as well.
Yeah.
Jason Lake is like licking the sweat off a dead man's ball sack. I'm not too sure what a dead man's ball sack.
Sweat? Like...
Dead man's ball sack. Man, who knows what that tastes like? Must be. I don't know. Was that Joe
That's
Prattley?
an acquired taste.
I don't know. Could be Ross Clayton. Who knows?
Yeah, that's actually another one. Or Ben Lazenby.
Well, most probably. If anyone else has been licking the balls off of anybody, it's got to be Ben Lazenby. Catching COVID is fucking hell. Catching COVID and being hospitalised is less painful than hearing Jason Lake speak. Wow.
Wow.
Mate. Well, we're just about to do an hour's worth of worse than COVID.
Yeah.
Savage, without even knowing. So
this could be the end of the pandemic as we know it, folks. Yeah. This could be over. Once this podcast is out there, we're all back to normal. This is it.
Listen to it for an hour. You can deal with the pandemic.
Jason Lake name drops more times than Steve Rogers crashes. Wow. Oh, dear.
Wow. I mean, he does. I can't fault that. That's a good one.
Yeah, if I've seen Steve Rogers ride, he does crash.
Yeah. If only Jason could get people's names right, then it would be actually have more impact.
Well, yeah. I mean, who would do the London Trials battle and introduce Kenny Belay as Kenny Beline? Who would do such a fucking thing?
Was that you?
What's his name?
Who done that then?
That wasn't me. It was him.
What?
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh,
the year that he couldn't do it.
Right, yeah.
I wasn't there that year. That was the following year. I think that was literally the breaking point. Like, Dre's like, you just might have to pronounce the names, Matt.
Give it your best shot. Just
go on.
Yeah. I was like, Zhao who?
Yeah. It was difficult, to be honest. I ended up coming up with names. I just, you can't
nicknames.
Nicknames.
Crowd loves nicknames.
So.
They in the end they did. Even that Dan Wheeler was just like, what's his name? Kenny. What's that guy's name over there? I went, fuck knows. He's got a Red Bull t-shirt on. I was like, is he important? Oh, it's Kenny Belay. Fuck's he?
Who's he?
Funny enough, actually, when I asked a lot of people, like, do you want to sort of say anything to Matt and Tom? Every person asked was, who are they? So
true.
Yeah, I've
We've
slipped
only-
under the radar a bit.
Yeah, and people only know me for the wrong reasons,
Well,
probably.
we comment on the fact that me and Matt and I, to correct my better English, have been to a lot of Radfests together. But we never actually knew who each other were.
Never hung out.
I've been about 8, 7.
Welcome to
there were
Charles.
about 6 or 7. Yeah.
That guy you were riding with at Radfest, 4 or 5 years ago, you could end up living with that guy. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I met you in London. You came steaming in, like, was drunk as hell. Captain Crash was there and a few other people, and you came rolling on
And
in.
he's like, who the
I thought
this
you was
guy?
I thought you was Matt Ogley. I was like, Christ, mate, you've lost the accent. Like,
it says it all,
but yeah.
Fucking hell. So it's actually, do you know what? It is, Tom, it's really nice to hear you speak, because 90% of the time it's this prick fucking 90% taking over and not allowing you to get a word in edgeways. And it's always, as I said before, it's always about Matt. It doesn't matter what interview you do. You know, you're talking about Jack Carthy and you'd be like, yeah, well, for me, Jack, you have done this. Jack don't give a fuck who you are. So, but it's nice to hear you, Tom, finally. It's good, it's good.
Hey, I'm just a silent part. Many double acts have like a silent part. Penn and Teller. I'm just Teller.
He's actually
That's Penn Jillette. He does all the talking. I just sit here in silence. It's fine. I can just do all the funny facial expressions.
To be fair, I believe that actually you're the brains of the operation, and it's only one step down than actually fucking putting your hand up his arse and working him like a puppet, really.
Well, I was saying every like radio show, for example, has a producer. They just don't get to hear them or see them. He's on screen. We could just put it that way.
Yeah, I watched the Elton John film the other night, Rocket Man with Taron Egerton, and I didn't realise that Elton John had a songwriter. How about that? He's in the background writing all his songs. So
it's like
maybe that's a similar thing, but I don't know which one's Elton John out of us two. But Jason can decide.
Well,
stick to what you know best.
Well, funny enough, that brings us very swiftly on to how's your luck with the women, Matt?
It wasn't too bad. You mean this year or last year, or
you even done all right during lockdown? Actually,
I did all right during lockdown.
Just in life in general.
Just in life in general. What, being a single man for the last creeping up to five years now. Yeah, mate. I mean, why do you think I've got such a good bike?
Well, yeah.
Two of them actually.
To be fair, you do look like you work out quite. Can I just see that right arm?
No.
You look like you work out. Are you good at wrestling? Because I heard you got your ass kicked by a girl.
Well,
to be fair,
if you're going to be really specific, it wasn't wrestling, and my ass didn't get kicked. But I think I know what you're talking about in terms of trials, because this is a trials podcast.
You being as single as you are, that right arm should be fucking like Hulk level.
How do you know I'm not a lefty?
It likes to switch it up. Because you do it with the left hand, it feels like a foreign person. So
yeah,
I usually
just, if I sit on it for like, a couple of days.
The dead hand gang, yeah.
My mum listens to this too. It's funny.
Your mum?
I don't. She might not listen to that. Yeah, and
Gosha.
you pronounced her name correctly.
Yeah, Gosha. Yeah. Wait, Gosha. Yeah, no, I definitely did not have a FaceTime conversation with your mum.
I knew that you did. Oh, this is what I thought. She didn't tell me.
Well,
I'm so glad you did, mate, and that came up anyway. I'm so glad that you did, that you got to meet the craziness behind the
I noticed
Tom's
Tom's gone very quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just comprehending the whole situation. What's actually happening? What podcast is this again?
Yeah.
Listen, you ain't got this black shit down to a T. Don't worry. I done it with dreads. Okay, you're from fucking Cornwall. You couldn't get more whiter if you tried. Take that fucking bandana off. Leave you might have lived in London. It doesn't mean
I was born in
black.
London, actually. Let's get that straight.
I know you was.
I was born in London.
Actually, wow.
Yeah, I was Wandsworth. I'm a Wandsworth boy.
Of course, yeah.
But for fuck's sake,
yes,
it's all I know best, isn't it?
It should be the Shin Dig.
Probably have a shot.
It should be the Matt show featuring Tom sometimes.
The only reason I didn't start a podcast because I didn't want to do it on my own.
I don't object to that. Matt's got a pretty good, radio. You got a face for radio,
I had my own radio show for people that didn't know that. Sorry, I only just fucking listened to what he said.
No, but in terms of, your voice does come over better than mine. It does. Yeah.
To be fair with you, Tom, it's hard to roast somebody that's only got 2 friends on Facebook. I mean, fucking I'm more popular than that.
I knew this would come in handy.
Do you know what? I invited him to the Trials UK group yesterday.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm just thinking, I must have been friends with Jason Lake at one point on Facebook, I think. Because
still are friends. Well, you've got 3 people on Facebook. Your missus, him, and me. That's it.
Yeah.
My friends have you on there still.
Well,
that's the only reason I rejoined the Facebook was because I missed out on a London ride. And I'm like, hello, I'm like Mr. London. Like I've got like a black cab and. Did it where did it?
He sees
London?
the map where he walks like a filter.
Yeah, literally like you see a red bus, you see a black taxi. The next thing is Tom, like me. Like that's it. Yeah, I got really upset that I wasn't part of this London ride. So I was like, yo, what's going on? So I contacted Jason. I was like, what am I? Oh, you got to get on like this Facebook group and stuff like that. So I joined Facebook because I got rid of Facebook to become
Like
friends
old
with Jason
people do.
Lake again. To then get into this bike trial group, which I never got access to anyway. Which I've only got access this week because Matt put me in there.
Well, as I say, you've got fucking less people on there. I mean, even your own mum and dad ain't on there. I mean, how fucking disowned do you have to be?
Well, I tell you what. Yeah, well, I tell you what. I only got the relationship official with my girlfriend. I don't think we've even done it yet.
I heard you talking about it.
We got accepted. She's accepted me as a friend this week. And we've got to do the relationship.
Facebook.
I've only been going out with a year and 4 months.
Facebook.
Which in its. To be fair, which is a miracle in its own, because anybody that's got a face that looks like they just crashed a set of forks at the end of Radfest, and you still got a girlfriend, fuck.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, she's pretty cool as well. So yeah, somehow.
I mean, with Tom's face, I mean, I didn't know that Katie Price had a kid before Harvey.
The blonde one that was forgotten about.
Well,
just want to shout out like anyone who actually witnessed Tom Mitchell's crash at the end of Radfest. Fuck me, that was gnarly.
Icy green.
I was there
icy
for
green,
that.
yeah.
Hashtag icy green.
That was fucking horrific. Even I looked at him and I was like, "Fuck."
I mean, it's going from there to there. Like you know, like when you if you got a slow motion camera and there was no frame difference between that and it's just there's nothing in between. Upright,
I wouldn't
horizontal.
mind, but when he took off on that, we're jumping ships here, but when he took off for that, like I've seen Tom bunny hop before, but this was like really high. This was kind of like fucking dirt jump level, and I think what it was where the back. I don't know if his back wheel caught the round.
No, he went over it. I don't think. Well, he'd probably say.
I don't know.
His front wheel landed before his back. Bottom line. His front wheel landed before his back.
Literally like that, didn't
and then
it?
The forks just.
The forks pretty much pinged out into the road. It went across the pump track and out into the through the fence and nearly out into the road. I'd say, yeah.
I think Shin Dig wise, that boy fucking wins hands down, and yet
face
his face
dig.
Was, face dig. Yeah.
I mean, his nose was already broken though, wasn't it?
4 weeks before his wedding as well. That boy managed to pull that back quite good. Bless him. So, but obviously you've got a girlfriend now, Tom, which is great stuff. But you know, I hear you've been to Cornwall before now and smashed the life out of a mother and daughter down there once upon a time.
Not down Cornwall.
No, what? Are you talking to me? Wait, I got
no, Matt.
Wait, so just I thought you were explaining that to him.
Yeah, no. I believe that he went to Cornwall and he smashed the lot. No, Tom.
I didn't go down to Cornwall for. I don't know where you got that information.
Oh, they was on vacation, obviously, a mother and daughter, and then you went and destroyed the best friend the fucking following day. What is wrong with you? The Essex boy firmly look at he's fucking sweating.
I'm thinking.
It's like no, his girlfriend fucking won't hear this part of the podcast. I'm pretty sure. So let's go back over to Matt for a minute. So I understand that Ashton is one of your idols. Is he not, Matt?
Right. When I first saw Trials, he was the guy I was like, right, that's what I'm going to get into Trials. I saw him do a show. So when I was younger at that point, yes.
I mean, he is God, isn't he?
He was at that point very much so.
So you go out with the idol and you get that fucked up that you actually throw up in front of him.
Yeah.
How to look fucking cool in front of Martin Ashton. I'm going to show how much alcohol I can drink, and then fuck, I fucked it up.
So some context there to understand that, actually, yeah. So what that was in 2013. I first saw Martin Ashton must have been 2006 or 7. Did a show. I was like, I want to do Trials. Skip forward 6-7 years later, 2013. I'm doing a show with Martin Ashton in the XL. doing it from there. We end up, staying in the same hotel. So me, Dre, I think Matt Jones was there as well. Matt Jones, Martin Ashton and all that, just by the bar, and found out he loves JD. And I was like, I like JD, yeah. So I just ended up attempting to drink the same amount as Martin Ashton at that time. And I think I was only like 19, 20.
Wow.
And clearly...
So was it actually like you and him sort of sat next to each other, like doing that sort of thing on the bar where you'd sort of chat about nothing? And...
I don't remember. I don't think he actually saw me throw up. But I just know
that
you
actively
night,
sort of drinking just the same amount as him and just kind of just keeping with the pace of everyone there.
Yeah, I mean, Dre can add to this too because he was there. From what I remember, he was sat there too. Yeah, Dre was sat there, but I was sat right next to Martin.
Andre was there, yes.
And you can imagine me being like, "Oh, mate, yeah, I did this. Like, you made me get into trials." I mean, Martin, amazing guy, and he loved it. He fed off it, and I see that now that I'm older. He fed off that. He was like, I'm performed in front of this kid, and now he's performing me, and I could see that we got hammered, and it's one of my moments in life I'll never forget. Unfortunately,
definitely,
I forgot some of it, and bits I remember me throwing up and having a good time. So.
Nonetheless,
brilliant.
Magical moments in trials.
Well done.
Well done.
Well, so Tom, me and you met during like the school, the Epstein years, didn't we? Really?
Yeah, before they had an official register in Essex, I think.
I think that was more than it was, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
But did you like school much? And you like with it all, or?
School was all right, yeah.
Yeah. As your teacher on YouTube nowadays, what happened there? That went a bit wrong for you, didn't it, bro?
It was rather fitting, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the irony now that you're on fucking YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Tell the kids what happened.
Well, the best thing's what actually happened afterwards, As this is a trials podcast, I can sort of say what happened. Did you want to give away the
No, go on. You dig your own hole. I've mapped it out for you. That's where you go.
I see what you did.
I'm a man, I'm a lover of accents, and my tutor in secondary school was from Ghana. And he sometimes spoke a bit like this. So I absolutely, loved it. So I said, sir, could you just say, I tried getting him to say something. This is the advent of like camera phones, like, fuck, I can film shit on my phone. This is epic. So I filmed him and put him on YouTube. And his saying was like, I remember someone threw something in class once. And he goes, who threw the ruler? And then it's like, who threw the can? And then we just one day said like, Sillet Bang, because that was the sort of the big thing at the time. You remember the Sillet Bang adverts? Barry Scott.
Barry Scott.
Barry Scott.
I'm Barry Scott.
So we got him to say, who threw the silly bang? And I got him to say it, and he's like, I don't agree with that. And it's like, no, it's fine, so don't worry. I put it on YouTube, and then he found out about it. So I got suspended from school for 3 days. And what did I do in them 3 days? I went trials riding. Yeah. Onto TV. Yeah. So I did that. And the other fun bit, actually, was just a payback against him. I got after-school detentions for the entire week afterwards. And he made me make famous mathematician posters because he was a mathematics tutor. And I put like the first line of every single letter of this like paragraph, this section of about a famous mathematician. Throw Sillet Bang was like was the first line, the first letter of every single line. It was a hard work doing that, but yeah.
I mean, even the comedy roast is one thing. Going into like blackface comedy, we're in fucking uncertain territory now. Kids.
No. It's just accents. I've loved accents forever, man. It just.
So, but bless you. So you got kicked out of school for 3 days.
Yeah, that was back in the day when you could actually get excluded from school. They don't do that anymore, do they? You get internally excluded now, but they put you in a little.
Did you go and practice like side hops and sort of tucked moves at all?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. What we used to do, yeah. Have you got the answer?
What did you used to do, Thomas? What did you used to do, Thomas, to get those tucked photos?
When you go on like Trials Forum, and it'd be like there used to be a tuck thread on Trials Forum.
Yeah, there was like fully for side ops.
Yeah, he shows tuck basically because he sits and some people have like these obscene tucks, and Benito Ross used to have the old bloody foot tuck and stuff. Well, I couldn't really side up very well when I was much younger, especially when I had mine on TV. Yeah, so we would just be on top of the wall and get into a tuck position, and someone would take a photo of us. You would just get a tall wall.
Camera never lies, does it, Tom?
Yeah, so that was us.
Talking about someone else who only ever does side ups, Matt. Will we ever see you do another move other than a side up in a video?
Hey, front rail's over railing.
Yeah.
I'm protecting you. I'm sorry, Matt.
No.
Fucking self.
Listen, what is TGS? I can't tap. Can barely gap, so fucking might as well side up. When will you see me? Well, if you head over to our YouTube channel called the Shin Dig Trials, type in the Shin Dig Trials. There's a video there of me doing some up to fronts. There's all of that. You asked a question, and I'm telling you, when will I? There's proof there.
Yep, Seaside Stunts is the video. You doing a lot of stuff on the rail.
My favourite is my favourite, which didn't start yet, which is what's made me improve, right? Go to watch the North London Trials one, was the first vlog we made, and Tom goes, Matt thinks he's going to do this to front.
Oh, that was obscene.
Right?
That was obscene.
I'm going back there now going, God, I need to do it again. Oh my God. I need to do it again. But because he said that, I said, get the fucking camera out then. I'll do it now. One bang.
Yeah.
What did I do?
First try?
First try. So,
yeah. Let's get you to come to South.
Nice little dig there, Jace, but
we're going to ride Southend at some point.
Come on. You can't get wrong with a little Sid. Come on.
No.
Yeah, go on.
At least you can side up the right way. Took someone else like fucking years before he actually eventually done the side up the correct way. In fact, I'm fucking digging you out here, but yeah, it was only me last year that actually learnt to side hop the correct way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to be fair, if anybody's been fucking faking it till he's making it, I've got that shit covered. So, Tom, have you been B&Q lately?
No.
No? Oh. You used to love a bit of B&Q though, didn't you? You and your boy.
We used to ride the pallets round the back of B&Q. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just referring back. Yeah, Brain Street. Yeah, I used to ride the pallets round about there.
Oh.
Yeah. I heard you got robbed by the staff once though. What?
See, you don't even know. I don't know this one. So
What happens?
So there's that stack of pallets that in your local town. You can go ride, you can move them around, you can do whatever.
Steal them and that. Yeah.
So around the back of B&Q Pets at Home in Braintree, we would use the pallets. It was a massive stack of blue pallets, untouched. They're amazing. And once we'd finished riding, we decided to line them up in a line of dominoes. It was like, this is quality. Like probably about 20 odd pallets just in the dominoes. Knock them all down. Second that first one went over, the shutters of B&Q open, and we just see the light beam out, and about 3 members of staff come out and was like, shit. So we're on our trials bikes, and when you get to like the limit of how fast you can pedal a trials bike, because you just run out of steam, you're like... So we're doing that like out of B&Q. Then forget that we left our bags behind. So what did they do? They took our bags, held our bags as ransom, and we had to put all the pallets away until they'd give us our bags back.
You got your bags back?
Yeah, but they said, put the pallets back and we'll get your bags back.
Oh, but you never stole pallets though, did you? You never stole nothing. No. I mean, you had a lovely Peugeot 106, didn't you? That little GTI, that was nice. That was, or was it a Quicksilver?
No, it's a Quicksilver. It looked like a GTI, but it was
couldn't afford the GTI.
No, I couldn't back then. I was only 17.
You used to get pulled over quite a bit, didn't you, as well, for having a loud exhaust? So much so that they actually thought you was doing a drug deal outside a nightclub once. When it was actually a kebab.
No, I'll give you. There's a quick one here. I'll give it to you quickly there. Totally not. There was no drugs involved in this at all. I hadn't been pulled over by the police for a long time. I'd come back from a gig because, believe it or not, I used to be in a band and I was the guitarist and singer.
Yes, we know about this.
So I came back from a gig. It's 2 a.m. I've just told the story. 2 a.m. And the car is full of shit as well. Like Josh, I just dropped Simeon off. I just dropped Josh off. We'd had food. It was just full of shit everywhere. There was like an amp in there, and there was something in there that could have whatever. They didn't find it. So I pulled up down there, and my mate's like, "Oh, mate, have you got that's me. You got a fag? You got a fag? And I was like, I've got a pouch of baccy that didn't have much in. I was like, you can just take this, Sam. So I gave him they've just kicked out the club. So it's 2 a.m. They've kicked out. I've handed over this pouch of baccy. I said, I'm going home. I'm tired. I pulled the window up, driven off for about 50 yards, and then 2 cop cars, and they all just were like, drug dealer, drug dealer. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? I live about 200 yards down that road. Yeah. I'm like, do you want to go and have a look in my car? He opens it up, and he's like, fuck that. And yeah, admittedly, there was. So I got away with that. It was a misinterpretation. 2 a.m. I handed something over for my car.
It must be pretty easy pickings for the police if they sit outside of a club.
When I was I was 17 at the time. Yeah.
They're like, ha, and it's like. Actually,
you said there a minute ago about that you was in a band. I mean, as Mum told me, it was kind of a Christian rock band. So I mean, when you look at
that was before that one. That was when I was 12 years old, mate.
Oh, there was more than one band then.
Yeah, that band was the first band I joined when I was a little kid. I was 12, and it was like a Christian youth group rock band thing. I was 12, and not admittedly, that's why I got behind a microphone at 12 years old.
But you did when you went to the Philippines. You was also a Christian choir boy, I hear.
I wouldn't say it was a choir boy.
You and Mum was on a mission, weren't you? Literally to fucking. Try and help these people.
Yeah, we built furniture, and I sang I attempted to sing and play guitar to entertain. So my job in the Philippines then was, put some context. When we went to the Philippines, we were building furniture for an orphanage, and that's how I got basically sent out there.
Look at you pulling this back.
It was almost like a community service, but I got to go to the Philippines to do it. So yes, that did happen, and then I.
I'm like, I don't know what we did. Is this actually a podcast episode? Like, in the Philippines? What?
At least that they didn't let you drive over there. Because I mean, when you eventually did come back to the UK, you had you're a V-dub man, the same as me. You had a lovely Scirocco, but yet you murdered that motherfucker, didn't you? On the way back from a show.
Yeah, Glastonbury 2019.
Look, we've cut a little deep.
Just done 5 days at Glastonbury. We did shows with Rich Pearson at RPM. Totally sober, absolutely nothing wrong with me, just pure tiredness. And I guess I turned, and my car didn't turn, and wrote my Scirocco off, which was a sad story, mate. Still like one of my favourite cars. Yeah,
it's still funny though.
Yeah, I'm laughing at it now, I gotta say. Yeah.
But where was that? So you like a bit of Onza, you don't you? I mean, you're quite a pro Onza man, you Matthew, aren't you?
Always have been.
We're both Onza boys.
You was.
You know, I've unofficial sponsor, mate. I've
just rebuilt my Onza.
Had the phone call with Joe Poyser, and when there was a prototype, he was like, you can have it." You know, I loved it.
Yeah. Well, let me just bring something up here. I mean, as I say, you've always been a good advocate for Onza, and I'm sure that this would go down absolutely swimmingly. But
Onza for life.
Yeah, I think, who was it who told me about this? Apparently, when you was away somewhere, that you got dared to get an Onza sticker on a set of boobs. Is that correct?
If you're on YouTube, you can see said cleavage and an Onza sticker.
This was a great one. So that is 2013, I think, the year that it was like absolutely my trials career was just at its peak, and it will never get to that again. But
what?
We were doing
not with that attitude. Not with that attitude.
Sorry, you had a career?
Yeah, I did, mate.
Fucking hell, you've been riding the coattails of Andre Burton ever since you've been fucking on the scene.
Well,
what are you talking about?
Explain to me, give me, Jason, what's the definition of a career to you? Go on.
Fucking not what I've got.
No, but what is the definition of a career?
Well, I mean, I don't know, really. Somebody like Charlie Rolls, Jack Carthy.
So not something that a career meaning something that you do for financial gain. No?
Well,
it's career professional.
Career is
a professional
financial gain.
Body,
so as lucky as it is, out of the few people, I'm grateful, I'm thankful that I've managed to earn money. So to me, that is my career. Yeah, of course I'm going to back myself up here.
I've never earned money off trials biking, so yeah.
You both like Charlie Rolls, don't you? Matt, in particular, you really do like Charlie Rolls.
Who's Charlie Rolls?
I don't know, some geezer from.
No, yeah, mate. No,
I
Charlie's
love that kid.
Charlie's
man.
a dude. Charlie's an absolute dude.
And a big shout out to his YouTube, mate. He's smashing that. Absolutely going hell for leather on that. So yeah, keep smashing it.
So you support him quite a lot, Matt?
Yeah,
Would
I support every Trials rider. Yeah.
You do, yeah. I mean, you actually went to Italy to support him, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Me and
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
Rogers.
what about Italy? Yeah.
Me, Steve Rogers, and Tom. We all
Steve Rogers, Wheeler, Andre Burton, Andre Chai. Yeah.
So you went all the way over to Italy to support Charlie Rolls
and Jack Carthy. Jack Carthy as well.
Yeah. So what happened? And did you actually see Charlie Rolls ride that day on the final? Or no,
I think
you
I
didn't,
followed.
did you?
I just followed Andre instead. I think that's what happened. I ended up carrying his bag. No, because I ended up carrying his bag.
You did. No, you was with me
I
on the
carried his
finals.
bag.
We were around the finals together.
I don't know. I'm just trying to remember.
Because
now.
we got a message from Callum Sherwood and Chris Jackson, who were watching it on the live feed back home, saying, "Oi, look at you boys!" And we was just up against the fence.
The thing is, all I do remember now. I mean, I've slept a couple of times since then. Was I ended up carrying Andre's bag in the final?
That would have been like the semi-final, because the final obviously Andre didn't get to.
Right. But what are you trying to say? That I'm not his fucking supporter or what? Come on, yeah.
I've got the information that says that you was actually fucking passed out alongside Steve Rogers whilst Charlie Rolls rode.
Yeah, do you know what? That might be right because
I can attest that I was the sort of more time frame there, because I was actually designated driver of the night before. Semi-designated driver, if you can be half a designated driver.
Yeah.
So there's a great photo that Matt's probably got on his Instagram, Facebook, wherever.
It is on Instagram.
Steve Rogers has got it as well.
See it.
Steve's wearing his sunglasses upside down. It's absolutely hilarious. Beautiful weather there. It was in like October, and they're laying out on the grass. And the observers are setting out the sections for the final, because the final actually changed between the semis to the finals. And they're laying out the section, and they just see Steve and Matt just passed out on the floor, like a la Kevin and Perry, like on the pavement.
Jump
this
to
is
the
comfortable. Sky. Yeah. But yeah, no, actual final, you was with Charlie Rolls. You wouldn't have seen him in the I don't think we saw him in the semi-finals.
Obviously,
the finals, because he got through to it, which was amazing. Yeah,
there were elements that I would have missed and saw, but yes, that's how I was that day. Basically,
I personally think that Steve Rogers would do all right if he actually went to a UCI and didn't actually get fucked up the night before.
If Steve did it, there's been a couple of times I've had like a ride on a Saturday and I've been out with Friday night with Steve and thought, well, Steve gets fucked up on a Friday night and he still rides pretty well on Saturday, so I'll get fucked up with him. It just doesn't work. Like, I don't get how he can get...
He travelled all the way to
He gets
Antwerp.
annihilated on a Friday, like absolutely like trashed, and the next day he's still riding stupendously, and he'll do something ridiculous and just laugh it off with the way that he does. Like, oh, that shouldn't have happened, but it did. Like...
Yeah. Just shame he just doesn't do it at a fucking UCI comp. Instead, he just fucks it up. Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah. Britain's only hopeful. No, not only. Yeah. It's third stock hopeful.
Bless him.
On stock, yeah.
Oh, boy, you've been doing very good at this, boys. So let's actually get into a little bit more of the interview with you boys.
Yeah, ask Tom, because I have to fucking piss. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry.
How long have you been riding for, Tom?
I'm going to be 30 this year, and I started when I was 14, so that means I'm going to be up to 16 years this year. Seems ridiculous.
So when I first met you at the school, that was when...
Yeah, that's about when I started. I remember that quite well, actually, because I, at that time, had a T Pro. I started on like an Onza TV, which, if anyone's had one of these, like it's a TV, I can't remember, there's another T something, but it was the one that had a seat on it, and it had a really shit gear in, so you couldn't really do trials very well. Like, it's too light. This was once I got a front freewheel, found about trials for them, got my ordered a front freewheel. It's the first thing I bought on trials for them, and yeah, a T Pro frame for about £50, which, you know, a few months later eventually snapped, because they always do. But yeah, that was me into trials. So once you got me there was the kind of official start of my trials career, if you will. I say career, but I've never
didn't have a career.
I didn't earn any money off it. It's been the most expensive hobby ever. Someone in business first taught me that. I said there's a difference between like a career or a business and a hobby, and that is that a business that doesn't make you any money is just an expensive hobby. So yeah, Currently, the Shin Dig Podcast is an expensive hobby. Trials riding is an expensive hobby. Yeah. If you help us buy some merchandise, then maybe this won't be an expensive hobby, or we go back into trials.
Matt, how long have you been riding for?
15. It will be 15 years this summer, I think. 15 years,
Wow.
mate. Yeah, not quite, but I like to think that that's a good, substantial experience.
And what got you into riding?
Yeah, the first initial thought was, I just remember seeing a show. It was Ashton, and I was in Plymouth with my mum, just doing some shopping. Being like, wow, I was always into bikes. I would start with that. I did dirt jump, had like a BMX at one point. But then I saw that and was like, nobody does that, and I'm obsessed with being different to everyone else. So you've kicked it off.
You've been into riding for a long time, haven't you? Since
Mate.
Where
the fuck did you?
Find that? That's
Jesus
cute,
Christ.
man.
I don't even know if I've ever seen that photo.
I want to see that. Wow.
But I know, like, you show me that, I'm like, I know.
So
where
Jason
that is,
Lake's
like,
holding up, like the sort of 90s outfits you have as a kid. Those kind of like those kind of bluey sort of bomber jackets.
That helmet.
It's a little Matt. It's a little Matt Pangeli. He's got a bluish bomber jacket on. He's got a red, what looks like a 12, 14-inch bike.
Like
stabilizers. The really bulbous kind of helmets that you get when, of the 90s. He's even wearing sort of like quite black sort of shoes, like kind of school shoey kind of shoes. Clark's. That sort of thing.
I think they probably were, mate. Yeah, his mum tried to be middle class,
That's cute, man. That's cool.
You was 4 years old there, wasn't you? So
I think so, yeah.
Was that your own bike, though? Would that have been your own bike?
Yeah, that was mine.
Okay, I just want to say something. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt before you. But
right.
I didn't get my own bike until I was about 10 years old, man. 26-inch full suspension bike, hand-me-downs. Well, it's resourceful, my parents. That's my must say.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you why my mum got me a bike. Because even then, when I was in nursery, I remember just riding it so much, being like, I'm not leaving unless...
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving
I'm
unless
not leaving.
I have a bike. I was like, fine, go home. I was like 3 or 4 years old. I just remember like not wanting to leave because I didn't have a bike. So it's always been there.
The nursery, funny enough you say that, the nursery that only had 3 bikes. Two of them with stabilizers. And so he would have to wait until it was his turn. The bike without stabilizers was always on the side, and no child at the time could ride it. Matt was the only one that was happy to ride it because he could ride it. He asked for the stabilizers to come off his bike and be taken off, and taught himself to ride in the back garden.
Carry on.
And then I believe Matt bought his first trials bike when he was 13, and it was an orange frame. It cost £40. And it was an Onza.
The bomb. No, the first one was a De Bomb. The orange one was a De Bomb, and the next one was an Onza.
Unfortunately, Tom, I tried to reach out to your mum, but she didn't want to talk to me about you for some reason. I don't know what that was about.
Wait, I'll be right back.
I'm surprised because I'm, her favourite child, so I've thought to be able to tell every thing there. Yeah.
I couldn't find your mum or dad or any of your family for love nor money.
You looked a bit older. Instagram, man. Instagram. You just go to Instagram.
Really?
Look who follows. Boom. Gin Hutley. She's right there.
Well, if Gene Hutley wants to get in contact, we can do a revisit of this at some point.
Yeah, man.
So, what motivates you to ride, Tom?
Tom Rankin.
Oh, Team Ream himself.
That's the only one. Just his smoothness, prowess. What an amazing man he is, Tom Rankin.
Fucking hell, bless you. There are other trials riders available.
Yeah. Charlie Roll's pretty good at the moment, but he's just not that Mr. Ream,
When I spoke to Charlie and I said that I was coming on here, I was like, have you got anything to say to him? He was just like, just get him. Just get him.
Charlie's just very straight though, isn't he? He's just like, just get the job done. Just do it.
Just
get out the obstacle or not. Just don't screw around. Just do it.
Yeah, just don't bother with it. How many bikes have you had?
Bikes, not many. Because I tell you why.
Trials.
Yeah, not many at all. Because I have never had a full build trials bike. Like the very first one would have been my Onza TV, and it's just evolved from that. So it's just been part changed out, frame changed
Bits
out,
and bits,
wheels,
bits.
bang. Yeah, exactly. So I've had one bike.
Uh,
I've got 2 bikes now, actually. So that's a lie.
You have got 2 now.
I've got
after
2 bikes.
today. After
Yeah.
today.
Who motivates you, Matt, to ride?
I would say right now, sort of Tom and Chris. What drives me to get out is knowing that they want to really, really improve. And that sounds, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's been
cliche,
mad
but-
this year, though. Like, every Sunday we've had like a riding culture. It's like, it's in Sunday. It's just been the riding day. And we're like, are we out Sunday? Like, and when 2020 has been the first year in a very long time where, rain's come and we can't ride on a Sunday. And we're like, oh my God, I'm actually generally pissed off. Like, and quite depressed. Not pissed off, like sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, there's lots of inspiration. And all riders, every video I watch, I'm addicted to watching trial videos and things like that. So, but in terms of like aspiring to what it's always been, it's my friends and my closest.
I think especially for
well, thank you, Mr. Delivery Man. This looks like a
it's
nice
not my
bag
show.
of Five Guys.
I was hungry, so look.
Fucking hey.
Look at that, see? Well, it wasn't. It's your show. You're in charge. I thought, fuck it, I'll order some food.
Oh,
Look at this. I've got a Five Guys. Mate.
Nice. Look at that.
Just 10 minutes down the road.
fucking
So.
a little Tim Pot fucking Shin Dig podcast that hasn't got fuck all money yet. It got enough money to order a Five Guys. It delivered.
Well, the only reason it was managed to work is because both of us,
We
reasonably well.
put money up front into the podcast to pay for the podcast platform, to pay for the web hosting, to pay for all the trial,
we know, Jay,
ideas in terms of clothing. Yeah.
Jokes aside,
You're reeling me in. Yeah, you got me. Yeah. Like,
jokes aside, going back to what we were saying, like I think with trials and I think who you have around you is what kind of keeps you a little bit sane, and especially with the riding, we've said it before that it really does for people like us. It helps with the mental health side of things, because these are very depressing and mentally bad times for people, and that I'm astonished at the rate that young guys like us, well, like yourselves, I'm a lot older than you, that men don't still talk about this in this day and age, and I think it's good that we can come together like today, rinse on each other fucking hard, and get this out there. I mean, I would be looking at Tom now. He looks so depressed, and living with Matt, that would fucking bore the shit out of me.
I'm always in deep thought. If anyone ever
bored.
wonders, I'm not depressed. Like, it's the thing. If you ever see a cab driver driving around London, they look miserable as sin. If you ever see me driving around London, I look miserable as sin. And the reason being is because I'm in deep thought. I'm thinking, which way do I go? How do I pacify this customer? What am I going to do next? And so that's me, just deep thought.
To be fair though, you're fucking sunshine in a bloody. Look at you.
Oh.
Honestly,
So good.
That's why I need food. Yeah.
It's literally like watching fucking Malfoy and Voldemort eat Five Guys. Look at the. I mean, look at you two.
Malfoy and Voldemort.
I mean, I did get a picture prepped for this earlier on. Actually, where is
go on,
it
let's have
gone?
a look.
Oh, nice.
Let's have a look.
Where?
I do love a good doppelganger. I'm hoping it's a good one. Jamie Lang is a good one for me, yeah? Me and Jamie Lang are my homeboy.
Look, that is fucking Voldemort and you two.
Yeah.
Look, blonde hair.
Tom Felton, he is my dog, yeah.
The big fucking nose.
I feel sorry for Tom Felton, man, because he gets like a lot of stick because he was obviously Draco in the old Harry Potter. So people think he's generally evil. It's like, mate, he's an actor. Like, let him go.
I mean, there's this. No, sorry. That's sorry. That's No, I thought that was another profile picture of Matt. I don't know if you can see that. That's actually a seagull.
So Jason's got like a seagull that's kind of like proper in the lens of a camera, like with the beak and everything, full portrait, and he's comparing it with the thumbnail from the North London session that we did a little bit last year.
Mate, well played, to be fair, well played.
I mean, it was really good when you actually got your degree Tom, because you've got a degree in something, haven't you?
I run our film and TV production.
Yeah. I think it was really good that Nick Mitchell was actually there to present the award.
Yeah, that it looks just like Mick, doesn't it?
That wasn't actually my degree, man. That's me, a liveryman of the city of
Liveryman.
Liveryman, yeah.
Delivery man. I mean, look at this weapon here. Jesus.
Ironic enough, look at the background, Jason. I'm in Warner Brothers Studios. Harry Potter, yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah,
and look, the man in lycra there. We can just about see there.
Yeah, I've got to say, right? No,
look at weapon.
That was a good one.
Absolute fucking weapon.
The lycra one. Go back to the lycra one. Road cycling. I got to say that was the best time that I sort of slimmed up. Core got like on point. I really noticed it on the bike. I need to get a road bike again because that does wonders.
You're like muscle.
I must admit, I do like the bandana. Seriously, take it off for fuck's sake. I mean, you've always been quite keen on your hair, ain't you? You've always been very particular.
Yeah, as a kid, I've always.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't see that well, but this is.
Mate, I've never seen it. Where the fuck did you find that? I've never seen that photo.
Look how fat you are.
Yeah.
You got like fat round your eye socket.
I know. So I would have been. It's before
You're getting your highlights done there, bitch.
Yeah, mate. I used to have highlights when I was like 11 till I was like 12 or 13.
Wow. That looks like Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't actually lose weight till I was about 15. Like. It's the only reason I don't know. Yeah, just before I got into trials.
It was a good time to lose weight, I must say. Yeah,
I used to swim. I used to
like
swim
puberty,
for
like bang, lose weight. That's the time. You don't want to put on weight at puberty.
For 2 years. Then,
I mean,
I swam for Cornwall County.
I mean, you did look like you was kind of a swimming baby. I mean, if anything ever looked like a fucking shark from a childbirth.
Look at that! Look at the chiseled chin on that.
El Dungaree. You like Jimmy Carr there?
Mate,
I was going to say.
I thought for a second that was my sister, but it is me. That is fucking me.
No, Andre Burton called. He wants his chin back.
I wish he was here. No, he had to go home. You just missed him. You just missed him. He had his girlfriend to go and keep happy.
Oh, bless him. There's some other wonderful pictures here. I mean, I did like it when you was in the boy band as well. There was some lovely times there. Look.
That's my housemate. So Tom knows who's that.
The guy in the middle is
who that is in the middle. He was a drummer.
There's 3 topless, what looks like 14-year-olds, I'd say.
Mate, there's absolutely no muscle on that. That's pure skin over bone.
Skin over bone, yeah.
Oh, we're rolling into fucking dangerous territory now. Jay Lake with like 3 half-naked boys on his phone.
Yeah, remember there is a register now, Jay. You know, last time you groomed me, you could have got away with it more lightly, but
probably
there's trails and footprints now.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I know that Matt's never ever really been too successful with the ladies, and we understand. But there has always been one particular woman that's always been really like special. And unfortunately, Lucy couldn't be here today, but she did send a sex photo in of when you guys were together. So she was. It's really unfortunate. It's very detailed.
Do you know what is so funny?
It's Matt holding a ginger sex doll.
You know what's so funny?
With quite large tits.
How that's flipped onto me, because that's from obviously probably about more than 10 years ago now. That was bought for my ginger friend, being like, mate, you can get laid now. And we took a picture to be like, this is what we've got for you. And now...
Right, we're going to change this a little bit, ever so slightly. So the Q&A kind of goes into what the people ask. Joe Prattley asks, did you take your bike to the USA when you went? And did you take your bike to uni when you went, Tom?
I did take my bike to uni, so it was that very same Onza Limey 320. So that has been through uni with me. It rode through uni. I've got a few uni edits if anyone wants to watch on Vimeo. That was probably the highlight of my riding career, I must say.
And did you?
Yeah.
I know.
So the 2 years I was there, I 100% took my part of my contract so that I could ask for more money, was that I would do an extreme sports show every Sunday lunch, or at least a Saturday, once a week, to guests where I worked. So I was able to ask for considerably more because I was like, oh, I'm doing a show at least once a week. So I had to bring my bike, and I was like, well, you have to pay for it too. So yeah, I did take it there, but I did not get to ride anything out of my spare time. I barely had any fucking spare time.
No. So, yeah. Luke Walder asks,
Go on.
When is the merch coming out? I can answer this for you, Luke. When the actual graphic designer who says he can do it, then it actually turns out he can't do it because he's not fucking qualified and good enough. Or doesn't meet the standard of the Shin Dig Podcast. So, yeah, basically when they get their shit together and actually get someone together who knows what they're doing.
Can we voice that out loud, the exact reasoning what happened there? Or...
Oh, no, I said
just
that I could do
misinterpreted it. That was all.
Yeah.
No, I said that I could do it. And then when Matt asked for a certain format, I was like, this is actually a little bit beyond me.
I was asking, Jason, more of an IT question rather than a general drawing design question. That was
I heard that Tom took great privilege in going, told you so, Jay. Told you so.
Yeah. No, because when you showed me your graphics, and I thought, these are pretty good. But yeah, it was just... There's two stumbling blocks in answer to Luke's question. Number one is we want to assess that the quality of the merch is actually good enough, because as many people agree...
How long has the first sample taken to arrive? So we're not going to be using them.
Yeah,
the first sample hasn't arrived yet, so we're not using them.
We ordered a sample for ourselves a week ago, and it was like, well, if this is the customer experience people are going to get, we're not going to deal with these people, so we've got to test these things out. Yeah. Then we want to test the quality, because there's nothing worse than spending 30, 40 quid for a decent hoodie, and then 2 washes later it starts bobbling up, and so we've got to go through these. And the second answer to that is that we are looking for alternative logo ideas. We've got a couple of stock logos already.
Is where you can come in, Jason.
We want some alternative designs. Let the people decide what works for them.
We haven't put it out there yet, but there's some foundations and things we can put some...
And we're hoping by the time this episode comes out, we're probably going to be a lot closer to having that sort.
Yeah. Let's come back to this off air because I can help you out.
Of course. We know that we will. Yeah.
Well, no, the guy that does the Space Monkey stuff and the Drift Monkey T-shirts and jumpers and stuff like that is a very good friend of mine, and I know that he will look at, and the quality of his stuff is good. You know that because the Space Monkey T-shirts that I've been fucking flogging a dead horse with are still going. So
it all takes research. So the good things take time is the answer.
In short, it's on its way.
Yeah, good things take time.
Scott Wilson asks, which one of you is the caring housemate?
Good question. I must say it's a really good question, Scott. Yeah, cheers for that.
It is an interesting
I think
question.
it there's different levels of caring, isn't there? Like, I get a lot of inspiration from you in terms of your working out, so then it bleeds over to me because I'm usually like, screw this, I ain't working out. But like, Matt's already been out for his run, and he's ordering his third workout of the day.
Yeah, we're still all man, every man for himself.
But on the flip side, sometimes Matt like vocalizes a lot of shit, and I just repeat it back to him, or I will add my comments to it, and that just digests and internalizes it a bit more. So,
who would win in a competition out of you two at a trials comp?
That's again an interesting question.
Because taking 2020 a Bike Trial Federation example, Matt went for red, and of course it was and I went for blue. Well, I got through blue pretty well, and I was quite surprised by my results. And Matt, I
came fourth in red. Fucking Wheeler. Dan Wheeler. How the fuck did that happen?
And Dan Wheeler's bike weren't even working.
I know, and he still came. He came third.
So
he almost went home and didn't take the medal. And I was like, Dan, you better stay, because otherwise I'm taking the medal.
So no, but it'd be interesting. I think we got to do the same class at some point in a comp.
So yeah, I mean,
especially with positive scoring system.
Yeah. Oh, you need to do the podcast. You need a blog on that.
So more balance, more power. That's all I can say.
Matt versus Tom.
Yeah. He's got the balance. I've got the power. Am I right?
Everything we do is definitely down more. I've got control.
He's got way more
power.
Control but I've got way more power than he has.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that question, who would win in a fight between you two? This is also Scott Wilson, the most fucking quietest the most
I
softly
almost
spoken
think-
person.
He wants to know. He's like, yeah, no, I'm just sat in the corner.
Yeah, I almost think you'd. I mean, it depends if we fought me when I
I've
was
never
at my
been in a
aggressive.
proper fight in my life.
I've been in 3, so
I'm
I'd
scared
like to say
of
I'm
the
going to win.
idea. Yeah, I'm very scared of the idea.
I've been in. I can count 3 that I did not want to do, and they were awful. One of which I feel like I came out better of. But yeah,
And that nose never got broken.
I know, mate. Can you believe it? Yeah, look, it's still fucking straight. Yeah. I wish I just had the. I wish I had the Jewish money to go with it. You know.
Oh dear. Jesus, we're going into uncertain territory.
Just saying now that this is
got-
officially the longest podcast we've ever done.
Not
so,
yet.
Is
look.
it not?
It will be in 4 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Tom just looks like he's just wait. I just want this shit to be over.
No. I want you to hit the
might-
punchline, Jason.
Well, you know, we'll
What-
chip some chops and do some bits and bobs, mate. It's all right.
What makes a good ride go from a good ride to a fucking great ride?
You go to a great ride, I think, when everyone just starts sending it. You know,
A great ride is when more than 50% of those riders that are there are also on their level. Like, I'm having
On
a
your
sick
level, yeah,
day.
yeah.
the last good ride.
That's what makes it a sick day, because then you'll capture it all. Somebody will be filming it, which also, I'd like to say that a good ride is captured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes though, you can still have a good ride that was kind of like in the memory bank, and because you obviously refer back to it in your memory, and you always make it a little bit better than what it was. But one that comes to mind that we didn't capture very well, because I think it's before we started doing a lot of video and content, was the London ride we done last year. Callum was there, Chris Jackson, Dan Wheeler, and we started like St Thomas Hospital, where that midget escaped from the hospital.
Yeah. We were just sort of getting into filming.
Because it was
then.
still like really wet. Like the beginning of the ride was wet. I'd screwed my ankle and like couldn't ride, and you know we was all doing bits of riding. But then by the end of the ride, like not only had it like healed, was like sending like mad stuff. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
I feel that what makes when I go to events, I'm not, as we fucking know, that I am not talented on a bike. But when I go there because of the people. And then when I see my friends there, I think Tom Mitchell summed it up. He was like, "You're the hype man." And, you know, when you go to these things, you're the person that, like, if someone's feeling shit, you're the one, like, will go over to them and be like, "You've got this. You can fucking do it. Just get on that. Fucking send it, bitch. You're beautiful, baby.
Yeah.
Do it." You know, and I always, that's partly why I kind of fucking still hang about, really, because, you know, I should have fucking knocked this shit on the head a long time ago, because my body's just not fucking capable of it. But I like to go and then just see you boys, and, like, you know, if you didn't quite make the Tom, you got this. You know, that next one, you on the next one, you're doing this.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a perseverance factor. Like many a Radfest, and many people can associate with this. It's obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You wake up on the Saturday morning or the Sunday morning, sleeping in a tent, so you feel rough anyway. Plus, you've been riding all day the day before, so your hands are screwed, your body's screwed. You feel rough because obviously you're just showering out there, and the shower facilities. But you know, it's not like being at home, of course. And people get back on the bike and they just go again. You think, okay, I've got to get back on my bike and go again. And you ride again and you have an amazing ride. You just keep going. Yeah. And that's that
just pushing it.
Perseverance. There's plenty of times where I've gone home early and you don't earn anything from it. And it's when you stay out and you go for it, that is a good ride. That's always guaranteed.
So who would you, I can't remember who asked this question, so I really do apologise. So someone asked, who would you like to have on your show most?
Go with you first, Matt. What do you want to say?
Well, I mean, I'm already trying to get CLS is agreed, but I've sort of
that's a big name for me. Yeah, CLS.
CLS, and then one other Joe Poyser.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Joe Poyser,
that'd be really insightful.
A good.
Well, Matt's opening it there. I think Joe Poyser would be a big revelation, really, to understand the workings of that man's mind. Yeah, definitely CLS, because that's like, I got into trials, but then when I saw him on, wasn't YouTube back in the day, but whatever it was, wow, that is what can be achieved, handrails and shit, and still trying to achieve to this day. I still can't do it, so maybe next year, this time next year.
I would like to. Go on.
Either Ashton, of course, Martin Ashton, Maybe Danny Holroyd as well, because he was a big influence as well. Always wanted to
Holsey-
know why Danny Holroyd's bike always went in the river at the end of the video. Always. How did he do it? Did he get a new bike? Did he wash out all the... Because it wasn't all sealed bearings back then, surely. So did he wash out, repack all his bearings? He worked in Halford, so maybe he did.
I think there's two people I'd like to see. Martin Holes, because I love Halsey.
Yep.
You know, talking to, again, Jason Lake name dropping. When one of the Red Fests that we camped over, Martin was there, and his little boy H and Logan started sort of like playing. I didn't know at the time that H was Martin's kid, and then all of a sudden someone said, "Oh, Martin Holes is over there." I was like, "Oh, really?" And then looked over, and there's Logan playing with H.
Yeah.
So I gave H a Space Monkey t-shirt and some goodies and whatever else. But yeah, Martin Holes I'd like to see. Yeah. And one of the UK TGS Kings, Big D Watson.
Yeah.
I'd love to see.
I think we can officially say that he has said to us he is coming on the show. But just to kind of add to that, especially after my conversation with Ben Lazenby today as well, even better, it's going to be a weekend thing. He's going to come down and stay with us for the weekend.
We're going to be doing it in person.
We're going to do it in person. We're going to do a proper show with him there. And we are also going to ride the spots in London and get him to nail the gnarly.
Yeah, going to make a big old list of drop gaps that we've always seen and gone, oh my God, that's the name of what's
We've been talking to him. So, yes, there is some good stuff to come.
He always said to me, like, because I talk to him every now and again, and we touch base, and like he said, like he's always had unfinished business. And then he put a bike for sale the other day, and I messaged him, was just like, "Why the fuck are you doing this?" And he was like, "Who said that I was throwing in the towel?" And I was like, "Oh motherfucker, you're doing that. You're sending the crowd one way, but coming another way."
He's just selling it to get more money to buy other bits.
But no, it'd be good to see D like come back onto the scene, so that would be good.
It's happening.
Well, for those who haven't seen, he is back on a GU.
He bought Chris, our ambassador's bike.
Yeah,
so
he's already got a Shindig influence already.
He can only have Shindig have got him back on the seatless world.
Well, that's very true. Burton said to me that you tried motorboating a girl once in where was it? Germany or Cologne? Or
the same girl with the Onza sticker.
Did we get to, was that, I think it might have been that one. Did we even finish that story?
No, but didn't she actually turn around and say, "No, you can't do it, Matt, but Andre can"?
That might have happened. Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, if we're out and about, it does happen. That guy, for some reason, would always, and he'd just take advantage of me being intoxicated, because I'll talk to anyone and say basically anything, and he'd be like, go over and try and motorboat her. And it would have been very much likely, like, he probably didn't want to talk to her, but I was intoxicated enough to create some sort of conversation and gone, sorry about my friend here. I'm like, fuck you, Dre. But do you know what? Each to their own. If I was in his position, I would have used me too.
Adam Baxter's been on the phone, and I said, have you got a question for Matt and Tom? He said, who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
So that was nice of him.
I'm not surprised. Not a great rider, not a great content producer either.
Sorry, who asked that question? Sorry?
Adam Baxter.
Sorry.
He also never heard of you either.
Yeah, go on.
Jack Meek got in touch.
Oh, fuck.
He said, watching Matt ride is dull as fuck. And it's about as interesting as dishwater. Don't know what he means by that. That's quite fucking...
Yeah, the dishwater up here makes pretty hard, I gotta say, yeah.
What does he want? A meek flip? Some sort of weird wall riding stuff? Yeah. Can't all be as technical as him, man. Flowy.
It's fine. I'll bring it out the bag, Jack. Don't you worry, mate. Just wait.
Someone put, riding a 24-inch without a seat must feel like you're being a little bit left out, like tarty bikes at an event.
I mean, I love tarty bikes. Of course, I do love
tarty bikes. Can go back from my purchase history and see that I've been plenty loyal to them across the years.
Yeah. Well, these are just what people put.
It's brilliant. That's a good.
50% of this is true. 50% of this might be fictional.
We've got to mention all the trials brands out there. At the end of the day, this podcast is about bringing everyone together. We're not putting anyone into a lower camp or anything like that. So there is any trials retailer you want to go to, Tarty Bikes, Trials Addict, Faction, whoever it may be, they're all out there. So just saying it.
Talking of Faction, actually, Joe Prattley said you're more dead to him than the... hang on, let me start again. Joe Prattley said you are more dead to him than Sean Goddard's love life. Wow.
Does he... he didn't have another...
Sean Goddard's love life is Faction.
Yeah?
He does. He puts his love and his time and effort and energy into that. Yeah.
There we go. We've already done the Joe Prattley joke. Well, you missed out on that, Tom. We think Joe Prattley looks like the lead singer of Blink-182.
Just a rounder version.
What, Tom DeLong?
Yeah, just a rounder version.
Yeah. Danny Butler's been on the phone. He said, who are they? And I was like, they got a podcast. He was like, cool, am I getting paid for it? And I said, no. And then all of a sudden the phone just went dead. So.
Because I thought you were going to be like, he followed us, actually, so he knows who we are.
So, Daddy, sorry.
Brilliant. No, brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers said, you would both be good at a Halloween party dressed up as Malfoy and Voldemort. Steve already done that joke. I fucking buried that one already. Fucked that up, didn't I?
Unlucky. Captain Crash crashes again.
Yeah. Sean Goddard wanted to be here today, but he got upset because I wouldn't put hang on, fucking hell. Sean Goddard wanted to be on the podcast today, but he got upset because I wouldn't put a FEX, what's his brand's called?
FEX.
Shin Dig, what's it called?
FXN.
FXN.
Oh yeah, that one of them. That's
FXN
right,
dot global.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got upset because I put a Trials Tarty Bikes chain protector on my bike. He got upset about that. I don't know why.
Do they still exist? I didn't even know they were still around. There's rocking all shit in it.
Yeah. Tom, I hear you've been more disowned than Zach Hargreaves' ex-girlfriend's list. Poor old Zach, bless him. Oh, good old Zach Hargreaves. Zach Hargreaves has fucked more cars than Sean Goddard has fucked sales orders up. I don't understand that.
That was bad. I wonder who sent that. The fuckers.
Wow. That's intense.
Wow. Ian Johnson's been on the phone.
Hey, Ian.
Trials Shack. Ian says, stop stealing my shit, you fucking seagull-looking motherfucker. Jesus. I didn't know fucking Ian had language like that.
Big shout out to Ian Johnson and Trial Shack. Yes.
Yeah. I've got to ask, though, how does it feel, Matt, to be recording... How does it feel to record the lowest viewing podcast since Sean Goddard put up a video last?
I mean, all I do know is this is definitely the first podcast we've ever brought out where there's going to be someone a bit, it cut there.
Joe Prattley also said, when are you going to stop riding the coattails of Andre Burton? Matt?
Well... When he stops giving me my free bikes.
Yes. Yes. That's a great reason.
Yeah. I will when he stops giving me my bikes.
It's sponsored by Andre Burton, basically.
Sponsored by Andre Burton, technically, yeah.
Tom, have you got a bad back?
No.
Wait.
Are you sure? Because you've been carrying this podcast for the past 3 months.
I would actually argue differently there. Yeah. Matt is... No, because I see a lot...
He went away. I kept it going.
Yeah, I see a lot of social media and everything pop up. Matt does all the Instagram. Matt does all the Facebook. Matt does... Yeah, literally everything.
Tom turns up on the couch and talks.
I turn up on the couch and talk. Anything video...
We need that. Tom does
that's
a lot
generally
of the...
me.
Tom does a lot of the editing. He does.
So, yeah, but... Let's see.
And of course, gentlemen,
yeah.
What is the worst shindig that you both have had?
I wonder if you're going to actually ask this question. I wonder if we were just, like, it was just going to be, Matt, you're a fucking idiot.
Well,
I can tell you.
I thought I'd actually ask the question that you was meant to ask me because you didn't bother fucking asking me in my podcast.
We just assumed you never had one. We just thought your riding ability was that flawed.
Bruv, please. My shins...
That's brilliant. Yeah.
My shins are taking more licks than fucking Addy C's cat. Christ, come on.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
I'll go with mine then. So I alluded to mine on the recent one with Sean's podcast. But I had my worst shindig in 2020. And the problem was I changed to Adidas 510 shoes. And the thing is, you get so much grip that with a normal skateboarding shoe, like my foot would have slipped off like moments ago. But with 510s, you've got grip until the very last moment. So when you do slip off, there's a lot of pedal pressure against the shin. So I done one, and the funny thing was, it was at Radical Bikes last year, probably like the summer of last year.
I remember this.
My girlfriend was filming, and it's the first time she'd ever seen me ride trials. So she just assumed this is just like, oh, this is just what happens when you ride trials. This is what the boys do. So that's forever staying in their mind. Then a couple of weeks later, I ripped open the same shindig, and it was the worst shindig when I got it anyway. So to rip it back open was worse. And then a week after that, we've got a nice stack of pallets in the garden that we like to practice trials on. I was practicing box jumps. So doing up a hop up about, I think it's about 6 or 7. We had 7 at the time, so 7 pallets. And I just completely missed and slipped down wooden pallets on a healing shindig and ripped it all off. And it's awful. I've actually got a photo of the skin. I've got a photo of the skin on the pallet if anyone wants to see it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Matthew?
Yeah, so mine, you can actually see the picture on Instagram. There's a photo of me laying on the ground with my shin cut in 3 separate places in the entire way down my right one. It was, I can give you the year, so I was just back from, it's the first summer back from America. So it was 2016, May 2016 DJ Memorial Ride. And there's a picture on my Instagram. I'm laying on the floor. Paul Ruskin took the photo, and I just rode the rest of the day with blood entirely down my leg. And it was just, I think I was probably doing, probably a side up.
There's a surprise.
But the real answer is, don't know what I was doing, but, it's me, probably a side up. So I remember it just being, so painful for fucking days. So they're my best scars, basically. And I'm glad I logged that to this day, to think that we'd be running something that has everything to do with shindigs in any positive light.
Which brings me swiftly on, guys. You boys have been absolutely fantastic. Thank you for being such good sports. I've gone in a little bit hard at times. So
it's what the people want.
That you guys, not one thing that I have said this evening is meant horribly. I love you boys with absolute every inch of my heart. I really respect what you guys are doing, and I know that how much you guys are putting into this, and I know how much it means to you both. So thank you on behalf of the trials community. I know I shouldn't really be speaking of everybody.
Jason,
yeah, it does mean a lot, mate. It does.
That we really, I for one really appreciate doing this with you, because on a serious note, these have been some very strange times that I never thought that any of us would ever see in our lifetime. And things like this, tuning into the podcast once a week, seeing what you boys are up to, keeps in touch, and it's almost like being with you but not being with you.
Jumping into our lounge for an hour or so, and
so.
No, it's cool, man. Thank you.
And it is so hard to find to be horrible to people that I really do love and care about, And you boys are fucking squeaky clean. I've thrown a lot of false shit in there tonight. You boys are you're good lads. Do you know what I mean?
We've made something of it, I suppose.
You have done. You've got to be proud of what you boys have achieved. And you went out and done it. There are other podcasts out there that we know.
What I want to add, just my input, is that anyone listening to this, just really want to see as many people that have access to... Anyone who's riding trials, doesn't matter what your skill level or ability is, get out there, put videos out on YouTube. For this sport to grow, we need more and more content like that. Instagram, wherever it may be. But I think that the growth of it is going to be more long-form content. You know, when we put stuff out and we hashtag it trials on YouTube, and that's in the tags. Well, then when you add your video and you put trials in the tag, all of a sudden the YouTube search feed is filled with so much stuff. Yeah. Get content out there. Doesn't matter what your level is. Approach it with your angle, your unique style, your unique flavor, and that's what it is. You know, come at us. We're not competitive. We're not world-class competitors. We've been at this for 15 years plus, and we haven't got that far. But we still go out and have fun and make a video from it. You don't have to be good to do it. So I just urge everyone to do it. We've all got the potential to do it. Please, please share it, because the rising tide raises all ships. That's just the one thing I'm going to say, that everyone will bring this whole sport and community up. And as we've seen from 2020, just people getting together and doing so many good group rides, so many sharings on Facebook, Instagram, it is exploded again. And just want to see that continue into this year. Yeah. It has to.
100%. It has to. You boys are absolutely golden. And you said that just then, 15 years and we haven't really achieved much. Bullshit. You got a fucking
Not
podcast.
In terms of achieve much, as in
you got a podcast that's fucking bringing people together. And I think that this is part of the rebirth as well.
But it's not about, what I was saying there is, it's not about I want to make a video, because we've all done it. We've all gone, I'm going to make a video, and you go, I don't know, that's not very good enough. Oh, that's not good enough. It doesn't matter. Listen to this entire podcast. We could then say, I don't know, I don't like that one bit that Jason ripped me. I don't like that one bit. Who cares? Put it out there. Yeah. No one cares. It's going to sit in the ether amongst all the other stuff, video, podcast, media that people consume. It's going to sit there. People listen to it once and you just go, that was fun, wasn't it? I'm just going to consume the next bit of content. So because people are in such a consumption mind state, it's very important that we are putting out so much media. You've got to be putting out lots of trials media, because it just gets lost. If you just, this will get lost. This will get lost again, and it will just be nothing. Once it gets put out, a week later it'll be gone. Simple.
Oh, don't worry. This is going to be brought up in the next fucking court case that I go to, so I wouldn't worry. Boys, it's been lovely.
Other than that, Jason, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
It's been an absolute,
love you guys. Thank you so much.
Mate. This has been a little laugh and a bit of a different take on today's show, really.
Yeah, different take. This has been the takeover, the Jason Lakeover, we could call it. What we're going to call it. Jason is the man behind the mic whenever we've had to do Radfest and things like that every year.
Another voice of trials, basically.
He's a big voice of trials. He likes to be unheard. And I think to a lot of people, he is that father figure within trials. So big thank you for Jason Lake to coming onto this. This podcast is available on every Friday from your favourite podcast platform of choice. We also release video media semi-regularly whenever we get out and do various rides. Thank you for tuning in once again. We'll see you all again soon.
Thank you, Mr. Jason Lake.
Love you, boys. Remember, trials is fun. Just like this podcast. It's just
a bit of fun. We love you all.
Peace.